Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope forecast for week commencing the 20th of January for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you're new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. This week begins with the Sun just on the cusp of leaving the sign of Capricorn, and by Tuesday it makes its way into Aquarius, the 11th sign of the Zodiac. It is fixed, it's governed by Saturn, the same ruler as Capricorn, but also Uranus. Now that's ironic because immediately this week the Sun goes into a right angle with Uranus in the sign of Taurus. So both are fixed, and that can lead to a sustained approach, but also it can lead to a little bit of inflexibility. So one of the things we can do to deal with the potential for tension that this right angle does create is just try to just go with things a little bit. But certainly the Sun moving into Aquarius, where there is already Mercury, does give us an opportunity to think more socially, to pick up the speed of things when it comes to our interactions with others. Mercury is also going to be forging a brilliant angle to Mars in the second half of this week. This gives us a clarity of thought in Aquarius, where Mercury is exalted, and Mars in Sagittarius is very much about expansion. So we could find ourselves traveling with friends or communicating with people at a distance. Now Mars does continue its semi-sextile with Jupiter, which is brilliant. So if you are applying for jobs at a distance or in a different locality, this can be a very helpful influence. It gives us a sense of encouragement. Now there is going to be a new moon which occurs on Friday in the sign of Aquarius. Of course, it's still squaring up with Uranus. So for the following month, our social plans and ideas need to take into account that perhaps someone close to us, a friend, or may have a different take on something, a different approach to finances, or perhaps we are going to reevaluate our values, which is governed by Aquarius, but in the physical sense by Taurus, because that's to do with everyday money. Now, it is also true that Venus in the last 2 days of this week is going to be aligning alongside Neptune. And also Mars does go into a right angle with Neptune, and therefore also with Venus, as this week draws to a close. So if there is somebody that we're drawn to, that we find very attractive and very alluring, it's probably best, especially if it's something that's moving quite quickly, Mars in Sagittarius, quite swift energy, that we just kind of really assimilate what this might be about. Venus conjunct Neptune can be a sign of true love if people are lucky enough to meet when this is happening, but it also can see us kidding ourselves about how good someone is, or someone we can put on a pedestal, we find out that actually they've got clay feet just like the rest of us. So it is important to understand anything to do with details, clarity and trust as this week draws to a close. But this friendlier vibe is coming in through the guise of the Sun and Mercury in the sign of Aquarius. Your specific forecast, Libra, is absolutely lovely because the Sun moves into one of its primary transits of the year for you. It's going to give you a big boost of energy. You're going to feel much more outward going. It also links broadly with Mercury, the planet of communication, in the sign of Aquarius, and that's also angling beautifully to Mars in the second half of this week. So it can see you wanting to communicate, reach out, interact and socialize much more with others. The only complication could be in a situation where you feel almost duty bound to commit yourself in quite a deep way, and if that's in some way pulverizing your passion, you could find yourself being a little bit resentful. But Mars does forge a gorgeous angle to Jupiter, which is excellent if you're wanting to communicate a clear, positive message around your home or family life, but does forge a bit of a tricky right angle to your ruler Venus and Neptune as this week draws to a close. And I think basically the message here is, don't feel that you have to bend to other people's will. Neptune since 2012 has made you very giving to other people, but it's also important to know your own boundaries. That's really what you've learned from that big collection of energy in Capricorn in the last few weeks, and also, of course, in the last couple of years too. If you'd like to elevate your knowledge way beyond your zodiac sign and learn what the next 12 months will hold, please see the link beneath this video. You can order your 12-month horoscope forecast and your character analysis and get 30% off. But for now, good luck and goodbye.